Computerized Start is brought to you by my awesome patrons on Patreon.
Yeah.
And by your tips and memberships on Ko-fi. These and other channel supporters make my live streams possible. You too can become a channel supporter with tiers starting at just $1. And as always, thank you for all your support, including sharing, chatting, liking, and subscribing. Now roll that famous logo animation. Good evening and welcome back to Computerized Start Live. I'm your host, Justin D. Morgan, and this is a somewhat impromptu stream. Impromptu in that I hadn't planned on streaming tonight, but I had mentioned something to Retro Tech or Die, and he said do it, so I'm doing it. Also, I will apologize, I apparently have something coming to my house in about 40-some minutes, so yes, I have an inkling of what it might be. But I'll keep the guesses to myself so that I'm surprised. All right, let's see. Other surprises we have in the chat. We have Sad Mac 356. Yeep. We have Tom Armstrong. Yeep. We have Retro Tech Chris. We have Jesse I8386SX. And we have this mystery board here, which if you read the title of the stream, you probably know what it is. But, well, I hadn't planned on buying this, but I bought it, and, well, now I've bought it. And let's see here. What do we have here? Oh, let's see. We also have Gut Bomb. We have Everything is Broken Garage Ryan. It's DVDs, isn't it? No, it's not DVDs. Although, speaking of DVDs, I mailed DVDs to Gut Bomb this morning, along with a few other things. Yeah. Okay, Retro Tech Chris is not sending DVDs. Okay. eBay regrets. Well, this could be an eBay regret, but I still am within the return policy, which is why I decided to stream this tonight. In case it is an eBay regret, although it would be a shame because this was made in Canada. In fact, actually, the label you probably can't see because the light is blowing it out. Well, it says Canada. Of course, I'm going to zoom into the danger pillow first, but yes, we have a Kontron Canada single board computer. Retro Tech Chris says, this was Rachel's idea. Well, it is something sourced locally. Oh, hey, Michael. Welcome. Canadian potential regrets. Yes. Yes, and thank you for the salutations. I am not acknowledging them on the stream audio because until I have an IMDb page, please don't create one sooner than it's needed. There are certain things that I will try to keep the actual date of to myself, and that's why I'm being entirely vague. That is also why my birthday stream happens the last Thursday of the month. And no, I bought this because I'm a sucker for silly things like this. Yes, yeah, yes, yes. Michael is Chris's oldest son. Hi, we have Jeremy. Hi, Jeremy. Welcome. Yes, we have this piece of silliness here because sometimes I have to try to keep up with Action Retro. After all, he's Action Retro, and I have to try to keep up with him. Little does he know. I mean, he's got his silly industrial computer, and, well, I've got a silly industrial computer that it's twice as industrial. See? 1, 2. It's twice as industrial. And it's got 2 memory modules. And this single board computer that was made in Canada has one annoying flaw. I will give them props that they used DIMM sockets that only have a clip on one side. However, would it have really, really been that much more of a deal to have put the clip on the side of the board that doesn't have the heat sinks on it? Because the only way to get the memory out is to remove this heatsink. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, retro regrets with JDM. Yeah. Actually, today is apparently retro day. So this is a Pentium 3, dual Pentium 3 single board computer. It is, well, technically vintage if you look at the definition of retro and vintage, but when did geeks ever get that right? Because we're computer geeks, not language nerds. So it's retro. But yes, made in Canada, 64 whole bits, onboard I/O, slightly annoying clip design. I have no idea how much RAM's on it because I haven't powered this thing up yet. I suspect it's a gigabyte. Yeah. Jeremy says, I have an offer to buy an identical Allen Bradley computer to Sean's, but the price is too high. Well, don't pay too much for an industrial computer. I'll let you all know later in the stream if I paid too much for this one. All right, let me find an insulative, protective box. It might look like a priority mailbox that's new, but it's a reused box, so it was used for shipping first. Now, I have found the... Jeremy says, I'm an amateur linguist, thank you. Yeah. Okay, I have found the documentation for this single board computer. There is one nice thing about this one, in that I can confirm that you can power this single board computer up with this ATX connector. They actually put an ATX power connector on here for bench configuration. So you can actually set it up on a bench before you go throw it in your backplane. Or I guess to test it on your bench before you throw it in the backplane, which I believe is a brilliant idea. Because sometimes to be able to pull the single board computer out, test it alone, that's worth it. So anyways, kudos to Kontron Canada for putting a handy feature. Now, as for the battery they selected, this battery is no longer made. I'll have to get its direct replacement. I think it just pulls out of the socket, but I'm not entirely sure how, so I'm not going to bother yet. Hi, Rudy. Welcome. So, let's see here. Let me go over the features that I know of. So, we have dual Pentium 3s. I think they're 1266s. I think this is a gigabyte of RAM, if I read the writing right. This has a ServerWorks chipset. Although this is definitely an Intel chip of some sort. And we have, I think, dual gigabit Ethernet on this riser card. Which actually, I believe this riser card is... While it doesn't look like it, I believe it actually is a PCI riser card. I forget the name of the form factor of the connector. But I believe it actually is just a standard PCI dual gigabit Ethernet card. The shape of the card might be slightly non-standard, because I'm used to seeing them in a different shape, but I believe it is a standard PCI network card. So we got dual gigabit NICs, we have USB, we have onboard VGA. This does use the same chips and technologies as the previous single board computer. We have dual IDE. I guess that's parallel, even though it seems like it has too many pins. Because I think that's actually might be parallel. Maybe that is. I don't know. We definitely have 2 serial, some mystery ports that I'll have to look at the documentation. Floppy, it does not have the SCSI. Someone's saying disk on module. Yeah, there may be, one of those may be for a disk on module, or this, actually, I think this is for a disk on module. Because I think this is like a micro compact flash or something or other. Anyways, yeah. And I'm going to, like, bench test this thing right after I pull up the manual. All right, I have a 10 minutes to warning arrival. So I will be watching the chat. I'm going to try to not do so much that I can't, like, watch the warnings from Chris. Because even though I have the basement door open, it would still be a stretch if they decided to knock on my door and not ring the doorbell. So I believe this is a Kontron PCI 990 single board computer. Ah, yes, here we go. I got the data sheet up. Oh, actually, let me just, why not I'll just share the screen share here. A quantum leap in high performance, high speed communications. Wow. You didn't know that we would be doing a quantum leap tonight. Well, apparently we are. The state of the art dual CPU PCI ISA single board computer that packs new high power with 2 Intel Pentium III processors. Blah 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 blah. Fully compatible with Kontron's chassis and Dream Speed and Corvox families. Blah 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 blah. Dual Pentium 3 processors up to 1.26 gigahertz. Oh, yes, Rudy, I did. I'll grab that while I'm upstairs here in a few minutes. I did mean to show that off. I just forgot to bring it downstairs. But I did get it. All right, we got dual Pentium 3 processors up to 133 megahertz for inside bus. If the seller's description was correct, I believe I do actually have dual 1.26 gigahertz processors on here. Up to 4 gigabytes of SD RAM. I might have the SD RAM to upgrade this to 2. 64-bit PCI bus. Choice of dual Ethernet. Dual gigabit Ethernet mezzanine. It sure looks like I do have that. But wait, there's more, I know. All right, we don't have the SCSI option. See, 2 EIDE hard disk interfaces, 3 USB ports, watchdog timer, board, and CPU monitoring. I mean, this is like a fully loaded single board computer. All right. Hoping it might give me a clue as to what that PCI mezzanine. I think that's the name of it. It's a PCI mezzanine connector, PMC. That's what I couldn't think of. That's the network card's on. Yeah, this card sounds like an as seen on TV ad. Yeah. So, sports, compact flash, disk module on secondary channel, blah, 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 blah. All right. That's cool. Yeah, PCI mezzanine connector. That's what I was thinking of here. Where are the other 2 USB ports? I believe that might be why the seller sent me this bag of goodies here. Oh, I think I now know why I was having trouble identifying what's on this board. Because... Ooh, okay, it's a little bit rusty, but there's the keyboard and mouse PS2 connector. And that probably goes... All right, I'll look at the data sheet. And there we go. There's the other USB connectors. There they are. and then the dual serial. That would explain all the extra headers. So we do have 3 USB. This isn't like an Apple product where it comes with 4 USB ports, 2 of which are on the keyboard, that you have to plug one cable into one of those other 2 to get the extra 2 ports. Confused? Well, yeah, Apple's advertising back then was kind of confused. All right. And to go along with this industrial single board computer, should it actually work and we jam it in the backplane, and thanks to some inspiration from RetroTech Chris, he didn't know he inspired me to buy something cheap on eBay. But we have, yes, slowly revealing it for dramatic effect. Ta-da! An Advanced Logic ALS 4000 sound card. Because we have only the cheapest sound cards around here. I'm sure this sounds industrial if we really get to studying it. Chris says, "Oh, no, don't blame this on me." Yes, this is a PCI sound card that supposedly works in DOS. Now Chris knows exactly why I got it. Hey, Adam, welcome. RetroTech Chris, I think, ordered one. A sound card arrives tomorrow. Yeah, this arrived yesterday. I don't know how well it works, but if it sounds anything like the other Advanced Logic sound card I have, it'll probably have a nice industrial sound to it. Regret noises coming soon. All right. Okay. So now that we've got all that squared away, oh, I was going to pull up the data sheet for this single board computer. Oh, hey, Retro Tech or Die, welcome. Yes, I am streaming tonight because you recommended that I do it. Or at least you told me to do something, and I thought you were referring to streaming. And I'm trying to find the manual. Let's see here. I think this is Kontron's website, maybe? Or is this a reseller's website? Kind of going slow. Of course it's going slow. Oh, please. Let me see if I by chance put the manuals somewhere where I can get to them easily on this computer. That would have probably been too easy. Oh, actually, I can make that easy, though. All right. Hold one moment. We open up files on my phone. And let me select that manual. And let me... All right. Let me put it on my NAS, and we'll open it from there. Because whatever website I'm trying to open is going really slow. Oh, here we go. Oh, or I'll open it up on the manufacturer's website now that I managed to find it. Okay, never mind. Here it is. Technical reference manual. Feature description. Let's see, installing the board. Oh! I just heard my doorbell, so I will be right back. Dun 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 dun. How's that for you, Ryan? Yeah, I need to set up some hold music. All right, this is a live stream first. Ryan says, I hope Chris sent him a funny hat. Well, I did remove the gloves for a reason. It is because I have been sent one pizza. Thank you, Chris and family. They wanted to make sure I got some, ooh, here we go. I'll have some, oh yeah. It is a cheesy crust cheese pizza. Ah. Mmm. Oh yeah. It is an epic stuffed pizza with extra cheese. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, good thing I got this while it's hot and fresh, because wow. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Rest of the Linderman family. This hits the spot. No, no, no. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Chris. Mm. So while I'm enjoying some pizza, which I'll then take the rest of this pizza up and put it in the refrigerator to keep it somewhat fresh. But definitely, this arrived at lunch. I could have probably eaten more of it than I can tonight. But anyways, I did grab the board that Rudy sent me here. So we will zoom back in. So Rudy sent me a generic composite output adapter, and this is so that I can put my Ryan says Justin giggles with pizza non-regrets. Yeah, definitely not a regret. Adam had homemade cheeseburgers for his birthday yesterday. Yeah, delicious. At the cafeteria at work, the chef's special was salad. Needless to say, I did not get the chef's special today. I decided to go for the grill special, which was a mushroom Swiss cheeseburger. Mm. Anyways, so this board will let me hook my K Pro up to an RGB to HDMI. Mm. Oh yes, happy belated birthday, Adam. Cheeseburgers are definitely a good birthday food. So I'll have to put this together someday in the future. So Ryan says, you don't make friends with salad. You don't make friends with salad. All right. So, yep. Rudy put a letter in. So, as per our discussion, I've included the open source universal generic video output board that I've created. This board will output composite video and has a port to produce HDMI output. You'll need to use the RGB to HDMI adapter. You can Google it. Yep. Completely through board. All parts are easily found. Once completed, you will need to locate the vertical sync, horizontal sync video, and 5-volt DC and ground from your K Pro. If you're going to record video, I'd recommend only use the RGB output to the RGB to HDMI adapter for best quality. Okay. And then he gave me the link to the video on his channel where he has one working. All right, cool, Rudy. I will definitely get the parts so I can build one of these and put it in my K Pro. So thank you. I can definitely use that board. Yes. Oh yeah. The stream is not sponsored by Papa John's, but when looking for places that will deliver pizza to my house, they are they're certainly the closest. Mm. They also make stuffed crust pizza. Quite tasty. Hi, Will. Thank you. Welcome. Mm. Chris says, yeah, it got there fast. Yeah, they're like the closest pizza place that delivers to my house. In fact, it almost seems like this got pulled out of the oven and got sent straight out for delivery because it's like exceptionally fresh. Oh no. Well, this is a cheese pizza. Mm. Yeah, there's I guess my house would be in the delivery zone for Papa John's. There used to be a Pizza Hut, but I think it closed. Let's see. Little Caesars doesn't deliver, so, and they're not real pizza either. Mm. Little Caesars is hot and ready. Yes, it's hot, it's ready, but is it pizza? I don't know. All right. Ooh, yeah, I will enjoy. Well, one more piece of pizza, and then I will go take this upstairs. Let's see. Ryan's asking which is better, Domino's or Papa John's. All right. I have to say, of the two, compared to this pizza here versus the last Domino's I had, Papa John's. Yeah, Gutbomb says all national pizza chains can't compare to a local pizzeria. Indeed, Gutbomb. However, the local pizza place that would deliver to my house if they delivered doesn't deliver. Ever since I moved to this area, that pizza place has been like eat it, dine in, or carry out. I don't think they've ever delivered. Indeed, Retrotech Chris. Next time we're in Delaware, Grotto Pizza. Yeah. Oh, YouTubers can't point. YouTubers can't look in a camera to see where the sauce is stuck to their chin either. But yeah, the local pizza place nearest to my house, they don't deliver. They never have delivered as far as I can tell. But they make a good pizza, so I guess maybe they just decided to focus on dine in and carry out. Now, when I lived in the townhouse, there actually was a local pizza place that would deliver. Um, they make a different style of pizza, seemingly, than other places around here because they make a really flat crust pizza. And I like their pizza too, but it's definitely different from the more crust centric pizzas. Hmm. Hmm. I'd have to look and see if they're on any of the delivery places. Hmm. Jeremy says to everyone, if you find a Godfather's pizza along your journey, do yourself a favor and get some pizza there. Yes, I've heard they have good pizza. To which I will reply, if you find a Gino's pizza along your journey, if it's a Gino pizzeria and spaghetti shop, then you're in West Virginia. Yeah. Mike says any Western Pennsylvania folks know Atlona style pizza. Adam McG says I'm going to order a 3D printer this week. Maybe I can print some pizza. I'm still waiting for hydrate level 4, please. Ryan says we have Godfathers in Eastern Canada. Not sure it's the same one, but they make a good pie. Ryan says I'm looking forward to a Chicago deep dish at Midwest. Yes. Hmm. Mm. Okay. I just noticed something on this box. Contents may be hot, hot, hot. Lawyers made us put that there. Hmm. Hmm. Adam says Chicago doesn't have pizza, they have round casseroles. Ryan's reply, I am okay with that. All right, let me take the pizza upstairs. I'll be right back. Okay, hopefully that fixed the possible audio issues because I noticed OBS was showing me some warning. I think I might know what the cause of the audio issues are. I I have what I need to fix it. I am hoping it actually doesn't fix it, but if it does fix it, then my theory is unfortunately correct. The webcam I'm using, it is a new webcam, but the embarrassing thing is that I actually had dropped it very shortly after getting it, and I mean, it seemed to work, but I keep having these audio issues, but on Dave's stream, the camera like froze up. So I'm like, maybe it's the camera. So I had actually ordered another one of these cameras because I liked the picture quality, so that I could have a new webcam up on my other computer. So instead, I'll probably be connecting it to this computer to see if the audio issues go away. And if that's it, well, it's probably because I dropped the webcam. Yeah. If you have a webcam in your hands and you're in a basement with concrete floors, don't drop the webcam. Also, I guess I did completely forget to do channel announcements, but that's fine. I can do those now just as easily as later while I plug in this ATX power supply. So I do have an updated coffee goal. The link's in the description. Thursday, I have 2 streams scheduled. I think the first one is scheduled from 3 to 6 because I then have an interruption. And then I'll resume at like 9 to whenever. I'm not going to stay up like super, super, super late, but I can go, assuming I'm feeling up to it, I can go longer than I normally would. All right, first thing I'm going to do is see if this thing even powers up and gives me a video image. And if that's the case, then I will plug in other cables. So, oh, okay. It looks like I need to catch up on the chat because I've been admonished for not getting Simpsons references. Okay, let's see here. What have I missed? Yeah. Let's see here. All right. Yep. Chris is mentioning that. Let's see here. He's on a PCF sabbatical this year. Brian's trying to convince him to go, and anyways, Chris says next year perhaps. Jeremy is going to miss VCF East but go to Southwest and Midwest. Jesse said, to show I'm serious, you have 12 hours, and I'm not sure what the context is. Whoops. Adam says, oh, in Fat Tony's voice, what if your friend doesn't like pizza? What if he likes cigarettes? Ryan says, I need an automatic kitten. I thought cats were always on automatic. Jeremy says, Southwest is only a 4-hour drive even from my new place. Ryan says, we need a Simpson reference round-off. Yes, he says, I'm thinking about Midwest. It's a 4-hour drive. Maybe not a good idea with his car. Let's see here. Oh. Right, Adams says, I need a van for me, VCF Midwest. Jesse says, I need to downsize. Things are interesting right now. Oh, Ryan says, U-Haul. Lisa needs braces. U-Haul. Lisa needs braces. U-Haul. Lisa needs braces. U-Haul. Lisa needs braces. Ryan says, I have 3 empty suitcases and I paid for extra luggage for Midwest. U-Haul does rent vans and pickups, Jeremy says. Chris says, my eyes pop out of my head when I see what is for sale at Midwest. You all are making me feel bad that it's not a slam dunk for me making it to Midwest. Let's see here. All right. I've caught up on chat. Let's see what this thing does. After I find the power switch. The power switch is probably in ATX mode. Oh. Alright, I need to find J11. I have now found J11. And I need to... Oh. Oh, that's easy. I just need to momentarily short 2 of the pins on J11, which J11 is right here. Yes, okay. And somewhere on my bench, oh, actually not on my bench because I haven't brought them downstairs yet. I actually had some momentary switches with the correct pin header, but they're not downstairs right now. So I will just instead find a random jumper and use that instead. Or if I can't find the jumpers, I'll just use my chip removal tool. Oh, here we go. Let me see if I can find a jumper with a longer reach. Okay. I don't know where those jumpers went. Oh, all right. So, smoke test in 3, 2, 1. Oh, first it would help if I turned the power splat 1. All right. And we have fanage. And I'm not seeing a lot else happen. I'm the wrong VGA input. No. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Yeah, I did get it to turn on. Let me make sure everything is still adequately seated. All right. And let me try again. Okay, we do have a red light there. You see what that red light means. If I don't switch to the video capture, then I am purposely leaving it on bench cam in case something goes pop, pop, pop. This is supposed to be red. I am trying to figure out what that red light means. Interestingly enough, well, the red light is not documented on the jumper settings page. Let me see if it's by chance on the BIOS setup error codes, post beep. Oh, let me do this. Nah, soft power is being wonky. Okay. I removed it. I momentarily connected it because the jumper settings page clearly says for not connected to a backplane for soft power, momentarily press. Okay. Okay. It says if board does not power up the first time, make sure that ATX support is properly configured, which probably means I need to double check the rest of the jumper settings. And it also says I can force AT mode to power up the board by adding a jumper on pin 3 and 4 of J11. I'm still trying to figure out what that red LED means. I'm also trying to see if I can find the speaker jumper settings. Can't seem to find that at a glance. Let me move the manual to my other screen so I can see it a lot easier. No. Wait, is that LED labeled? I don't know. Okay. Oh, here we go. Page width. All right, hold please. Okay, that LED, according to the $13. No. I'm trying to find the component reference for that LED. Because I was going to search the manual for LED. All right, part 5 appendices. Connector pin out. Oh, here we go. Maybe we can find the. All right, I just found the pinouts. Ah, okay. So J15 has the speaker out, but it is not a way I can just jam a speaker into it. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me find some jumper wires and I will make a way to plug in the speaker. All right. Fine. This board wants to be difficult. I'll just be difficult. All right. All right. Okay. So pin 7 of J19. Oh, wrong connector. J15. Hold please. I do not know which is J15. J15 is. There we go. This one right here. 1357. So pin 7 is speaker. And I believe like no, actually, I'm not going to try to remember. Let's see, in the speaker and let's see, is it speaker and ground? I guess it is. So well, I'm pretty sure it's safer to connect a speaker to between speaker and ground. Okay. There we go. All right, I'll be back in the chat. Oh, hey Dave, welcome. I was I don't know if the light's supposed to be red. Okay. Ryan, normally I would agree with you. However, in order to remove the RAM stick, I would have to remove the heatsink. Let's see what the beep codes tell us. Oh, well, maybe I plugged the speaker into the wrong direction. Maybe I need to plug in a different speaker. I have a simple riser card with at least 2 slots. I might be able to use my diagnostic card. Yes, good point, Jeremy. Very good point. Let me go grab a riser card. I mean, I can remove the heatsink, but I don't want to play the remove and reinstall game. This should be a simple backplane, and it is no more dangerous than the fact that I have an exposed card edge in front of me, anyways. All right. Because all the ISA bus is surprise, a bus. if this was like a Mac 84 stream, he might be now singing something like, "The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round." Okay, let's try this again. Okay, we definitely have postcodes. 67. Oh, hey, Vborg, welcome. Ryan says I can remove the RAM without pulling the cooler, give it a tug. Alright, I might end up trying it. But I can definitely tell you I can't reinstall it without removing the cooler. Alright, let me look up the postcodes. This manual is quite thorough, and I believe it does give me all the postcodes. Ooh! That might be bad. Or the board's misconfigured. 67 is Initialize Multiprocessor APIC. That's not RAM. That's not RAM at all. Probably. Alright, let me take a quick scroll through the... I mean, I guess I can remove the extra DIMM, but let me look at the diagram. I want to see which processor 2 is and which is DIMM 2, because I suspect I may need to... I suspect I might need to pull one of the processors. But first, I'm just trying to check to make sure that there's not a jumper setting I need to change. Because maybe someone was dorking with jumper settings. Or maybe if I can find the CMOS clear setting. Okay. So W6 is reserved. It should be off. W7 is VT100. Disabled is off. Okay. W8 test mode should be off because it's marked reserve. W9 BMC in reset, which is on. Although I may try removing that one because I don't know what that is. W3 battery source. Oh. Huh. Well, that's interesting. All right, let me add a jumper here. because looking at the jumper settings, the default setting. Oh, that's. Oh, that's fine. Never mind. That's the jumper you're supposed to remove once you get the board. Or you're supposed to install that jumper once you get the board to connect the. Oh, wait a minute. That is the jumper you're supposed to connect after getting the board to connect the battery. Maybe this board doesn't power up without a battery? The battery was pulled, Jeremy. I just connected it, but it's probably. Jeremy, I'm using it with the included RAM, and it is definitely ECC RAM. Ryan's saying maybe you got to set it up one CPU first, and then. I don't. I don't think that should be the case, but. Okay, removing that jumper did nothing. Alright. I'll remove one of the DIMMs, just since it's always RAM. Although I thought it was always DNS. So, make up your mind, Internet. Alright, we are stuck at 67 again. Jeremy's suggesting I test the battery voltage. I can't get to the terminals of the battery, Jeremy. You're supposed to be able to. It's a battery that pulls out. Let's ignore the battery. Jeremy's saying whenever there's a problem with any computer, strip it down to the bare essentials to make it boot. Well, that's all fair and good, Jeremy, but if this is an eBay regret, I don't want to spend hours making it right to then return it. Which is why I was trying not to pull the RAM, because I will now have to remove that CPU to put it back in to send it back. And I was trying not to remove CPUs because. Well, I gotta put it back. This is that point of the stream where I would love to like see the crack that's running along the board that I failed to see the past hour, realize that it got damaged in shipping, and start the return process for my regret. But I have yet to see the crack that may or may not be existing. After all, they did ship it assembled, which is why I will have to return it assembled. Also, I don't think these processors are in ZIF sockets, so. No, I do not believe these processors are in ZIF sockets, so this is like not the easy process that it would otherwise be. I believe they are in. Adam says don't do crack. Yeah. I do not want to do crack. Now I wish circuit boards would learn that valuable advice and not do crack either, but sometimes they fall for the temptations and lures of the postal service, and they try crack anyways, and then they never ever work again, or someone's got to sit there for hours repairing it. Oh, believe me, I watched Northwest Repair enough times to know that repairing cracks in multi-layer boards is not all it's cracked up to be. All right, I'm simply trying to figure out which of these two CPUs is CPU number 2, because that's the one I'm going to remove. Because I am presuming if it is making it to where it's trying to initialize the multiprocessor something or other, that probably means processor 1 works. So if I was going to pull a processor, I think I need to pull processor 2. However, the one thing the documentation hasn't really made clear, and that might be because they send this to you with processors already installed, is it doesn't really make it clear which one's processor 1 and which one's processor 2. Although they do show one of the heat sinks is grayed out, which tells me that maybe that's processor 2 because you might not have it. Which means I was about to pull the wrong processor. It also means Kontron made a silly design choice when they made this board. Or maybe they made a brilliant design choice when they made this board, because maybe they just wanted you to send the whole thing back to them if it failed. Which in that case, they made a brilliant design choice. Because I think this is CPU 2. And now you all probably realize what the brilliant design choice is. Make it hard for the customer to remove the RAM that you shipped it with. I'm trying to find my chip remover tool because I need to remove the heatsink. The chip lifters, well, do make it kind of easy to do that. Well, I guess since I can't find that, I will very carefully use the... Nope. Going to give me the leverage I need. There it is. All right. Oh, well, that's actually cool. They use thermal pads, so... All right. Fortunately, that is not a diff socket. So, sorry, I can't see the chat at the moment. Well, Ryan's asking, where are the jumpers on the bottom under the CPU? There are none. I don't think this board has any CPU configuration jumpers. I quite honestly don't think they ever intended the customer to remove the CPU. I don't think I'm going to be able to get a chip lifter tool under the processor. I don't like using standard screwdrivers, Jeremy, because my chip lifter tool is curved, so it kind of helps to give leverage away from the board. Oh, yeah, Jeremy, it's a socket, but it's not a ZIF socket. It's a low insertion force socket. But I don't think I'm going to be able to get this processor out because it's like pressed all the way down to the socket, and I think these are laptop CPUs. Yeah, I think the BIOS determines the CPU speed. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get this processor out. Honest. Also, that does probably confirm though that it's not the processors coming out of the socket. That's probably not the problem here. The thing is, if this isn't working, I'm just going to return it because I paid too much to gamble on being able to fix it by replacing processors. Because the problem is, it's probably not the processors. It is probably not the processors. Because it doesn't look like this board gives you the ability to shoot yourself in the foot by overvolting them. I mean, I could see maybe it's the voltage rail going to the processor. There are tantalums there. I could way more easily check them for shorts than I'm going to be able to get this processor out. I don't know, Jeremy, if they're tantalum or tualatin. Autocorrect sure didn't help me read that. I do not know if they're tualatin or coppermine. They are marked Pentium III SL6BX 1266 512 133 1.45. All right. I don't think I'm going to gain anything by trying to go further with the process of removing the CPU, which may or may not actually be CPU 2. Because I can't get anything under the CPU. It is. All right. We are going to ignore that and put the processor back in. I'm going to inspect the board for anything I've overlooked, like missing capacitors or whatnot. I mean, I might try removing the mezzanine card. Could try removing the mezzanine card. That I could easily remove. All right. All right, I'll let you know how it works out, Ryan. All right, I think from what Jeremy's telling me is that they're Tualatin processors. Because he says Coppermine didn't have the large heat spreaders. So I guess they must be Tualatin. All right. Yeah, if this board's dead, I'll just probably return it. I paid too much for it to be dead. Sometimes you have to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. All right. So now, if anyone's wondering what a PCI mezzanine card slot looks like, well, that's it. Yep, that's the PCI mezzanine connector. As far as I can tell, these are a PCI mezzanine card. Oh, there's our chips and technologies friend, just like the other single board computer. Hello there, little chips friend. There's where the SCSI controller would go. There's a good look at that ServerWorks chip. Yeah, this would be a fold. Yeah, this would be a fold if it's truly dead. Yes, indeed, Jeremy. Because I think I paid $100 for it plus shipping. It's kind of the if it worked, then great. I'll have a dual Pentium III system for which I know where all the connectors are, and I can install it in the backplane and enclosure I already have. But for being dead, no, I'm just gonna return it. Oh, BCF Midwest is on a Monday and Tuesday. All right, let me try it without my little fake backplane. I mean, the one thing I could do is pull the other DIMM and make sure I get a memory error. Jeremy's asking, would a 186 be of any interest to me? All right, when you get to computers that obscure, I would need more context than it's just a 186 computer. Like, because for those, you really need to have the specific software that would run, and I don't know. Oh, Chris was looking at the wrong calendar. It's a Saturday, Sunday. That's a relief. I mean, maybe someday, but I'm not like actively looking for one right now. A 186 computer, that is. All right. 49 for a 52, 43. I feel like I'm making a football play here. 4E. Wait a minute. What have I done differently? Four E. I'm stuck at 4E now. Oh, Chris was looking at October. Oh, yeah, that would do it. All right, let me see what 4E is, because it looks like I'm stuck somewhere else now. 4E is display BIOS copyright notice. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, Jeremy, I removed the mezzanine. Wait a minute. Hold on. Nope. Okay. I'm not actually on VGA 2. No, I did have the correct VGA input. Okay, I have nothing on the screen. I have nothing on the screen. Well, the thing is, the postcode says it's displaying the copyright notice, but there is nothing on the screen. I have 2, 4E. I do apologize that it's upside down, but at least I can maybe turn this light off so you can see the code a little better. Yeah, sure enough, we're stuck at 4E. Okay, that's got me thinking. That has me thinking. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I can only do so much. Yeah, I know, it's kind of glary. Hold on, let me find an ISA video card. All right. And what better video card to pair with a Canadian single board computer? Oh, hey Kibbs, welcome. Okay, Jeremy, you can't give away all my secrets. I had to find the ISA video card. What better video card to pair with a Canadian single board computer than a Canadian video card? Maybe they'll get along better together. The Canadian folks in the chat can sing "O Canada" if they wish, because I have now paired two Canadian items together. Unfortunately, I can't really use my... Oh. Actually, I can use my postcard. It will just be slightly upside down. There we go. I will be able to read it as... I will be able to point something at it to look back upwards. Okay, we are at... No, I do not believe it is happy. I do not believe it is happy at all. Because we are now stuck at like... A4? Actually, I think we're stuck at 4. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We're stuck at 4A. I didn't look over at my monitor. I did not realize we actually have a video image. 4A is initialize all video adapters in system. No, Gut Bomb. This is a Trident video card. I do believe we probably have a video card conflict. Unfortunately, I have seen nothing in the manual that looks like it is a VGA disable jumper. And maybe we are to the point where I just need to jam this into the backplane and try a PCI video card. Because maybe the BIOS isn't designed to seed video to an ISA video card. I'm scrolling the manual real quick. I'm trying to look to see if there's like any jumpers. No, I don't see a. Okay, I don't see anything that like is a jumper enabler disable for the onboard video. All right. Let's go back to the onboard video. I'm actually kind of wondering if I might have an idea of what is wrong. I'll put the postcard in so that we can all read it more easily. There we go. Oh, got bomb. Trident isn't Canadian. The company that made that Trident video card, is Canadian. They were the single board computer and the Trident video card were both made by Canadian companies. That's the connection. I cannot disable the onboard video, Jeremy. There is no jumper. I think you have to do that in the BIOS. For E. I am like almost convinced the problem is the onboard video on the single board computer. Some fact. Oh, hi, Robert. There's a chance maybe they were made in the same factory too. What company made the video card? It was Fujikama. Fujikama. I mean, it was made in Canada. So, I mean, I don't know if that's a Canadian company, but this card was made in Canada. I mean, it kind of looks like a Japanese company, but so the single board computer was made by Kontron, Kontron. Yeah, Adam McGee says the single board computer that has more than one board. Yes, yes, the computer itself is a single board, but in order to use it, you need to add more boards. It's kind of like all the commercials. Accessories sold separately, batteries not included. Yeah, this single board computer is definitely hanging at the BIOS copyright string, which tells me that. Okay, I don't know why we were hanging at the dual processors at first. Maybe there was something loose. I don't know. Now we're hanging at print BIOS statement. There is no jumper to... Yeah, I don't even see like an unlabeled jumper for the video chip. I mean, I do see signs that the single board computer was in a damp environment because there is some corrosion around the VGA connector. I'm kind of wondering if maybe the... I bet the onboard video needs reballed, and that's not something I can do, and this board's not worth it. Uh, well, Jeremy, I don't know if there's an updated BIOS. I think that's one thing that Kontron does not post. And that might be because there is none. It could also be that that's just something they don't publicly publish. Okay, well, on their website there is seemingly a version 2.5 BIOS. But the link is broken. It goes to their main supports. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there we go. I just downloaded it. Oh, apparently the problem is they don't let you... Oh, sure enough. Read me. Alright, they do have an update BIOS. And you have to be able to boot to install it. They also have a Word document. Oh, it does have an updated VGA BIOS. Ooh, it has support for big disks. That would be useful. Oh, that's interesting. BIOS does have a fix for something that happens when you have a bad CMOS battery. Oh. Great. I don't know what kind of BIOS chip this is, and I don't really want to remove the label because that would really be obvious if this board really is dead. It'd be obvious if I remove that label. But I don't know what flash chip that is. I may have to remove the label to update it when in my programmer because I can't boot. The instructions to flash it are for using the DOS utility. Oh, I mean, I have a way to put that chip in the programmer. That's the easy part. I have the adapter for my programmer for that chip. I'm pretty sure I do. The difficult part is figuring out what that chip is without removing that label. That's the difficult part. Because if this board is dead, it's going back to the eBay seller. It will go back to the eBay seller tomorrow if I can, if it's at all possible. Oh yeah, accept returns through March 24th. Yes. Used system pull, guaranteed 30 days. Right? I can't argue with that. Guaranteed 30 days, so I'm not doing anything to ruin my return period. Because I did pay $99.99 for it, and quite honestly, there's some things I could use that, well, cost about the same amount. Alright. I'm looking to see if this manual maybe hints what BIOS chip that is, because if it does, then if I can narrow down what it is, then maybe I can take a guess. Because if I guess something that has a similar footprint, then I can read the ID of it. So I think it is a 512 kilobyte chip. Which probably means it's a um probably 32 pins. Probably gonna be like an 040 or something like that, maybe. Yes, Jeremy, it can identify the chip, but I do have to get close to footprint. I do not believe it can just blindly identify a chip. I think you have to give it some guidance as to what the chip is. Remember, if this board is dead, I need to be able to return it. Also means I gotta carefully remove this chip. I mean, maybe I just figured out enough about it that I can take a guess and get the programmer squared away. And I mean, well, apparently, Adam says there's a thunderstorm here. I need to turn on my flux capacitor. All right, let me see if I can get the chip out. I can't find my chip lifter, so I'll use a paper clip. And I'll find that the paper clip isn't working. So I will go to again searching for the proper tool. Unfortunately, the problem is where the prepper tool is. Let me see if I can at least find the adapter. Dip 20. There it is. Okay, I've got the adapter. Now I'm trying to find the PLCC chip lifter that I have, which has run away. It has run away, run away, run away. Fine. I will. Oh, there it is. Found it. Oh, yeah, it would help if I turned my desk light back on so that I could see things on my bench. All right, there we go. I have extracted the chip. It is a something. I see the corner of the logo and oh, not sure how much it helps. All right. Let me plug the chip into the adapter. Okay. I am going to guess that it is a. Let's see here. Device is going to be a flash. I think it is a. I don't know. AMD makes, I think, about every kind of flash chip. AMD AM27C040. Okay, that's probably a very similar chip. All right, so it is a device 01A4. 01A4. I don't know if anyone has the ability to look those up faster than me. All right. 01 is AMD. What do you know? A4 is oh no, maybe not in this list. Oh, even worse, this list is not in numerical order. A4. It is a AM29F040. Oh, I was so close. 29F040. I was so close in my guess. And that is why I was saying that as long as I get something with the same footprint, then it should be able to read the ID out no problem. 29F040 and PLCC 32. There we go. Let me read it out just to make sure that it's reading. Okay. I did read out a ROM image. I don't know if it's correct, but I am going to save it as a backup just in case. All right, so we'll call this Kontron. Original BIOS. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to load the BIOS image I so carefully downloaded. There we go. And I'll pick the image file. There we go. All right, I am going to see if it is the same as. All right, it is not. So, all right. Device erase. Sorry, I read that like a bingo ball. Oh, hi, Eric. All right, all right. The erase was successful. So I am now going to program. Upbomb says, in the name of helping you troubleshoot your audio just popped and then went crackly. Typical crackiness you've been getting occasionally. Well, did it get better just now, or am I still crackly? I'm trying to connect it to, is it because I started using the programmer and I was actually sending data with it, or maybe did my camera start to fail again? I will wait until I see your answer before I do something. Because maybe in the name of helping me troubleshoot it. Sadmax says, okay, so that's not my headphones dying. Probably not. It's probably on my end. If it's what I fear it is, it's because I dropped my webcam like soon after I got it. Oh, it happened before the programming started. Okay. Still crackly. Okay. Bloop. All right, let's see if that helps it any. All right. BIOS has been updated. If that wasn't it, then this board is probably dead. It could be another case of a seller that decided it's cheaper to accept returns than test things themselves. I don't know. I seemingly get a lot of boards that seem to be in that state. I can't believe it. Okay, or maybe we were. Okay, I know I'm not going crazy. It really wasn't working a little while ago. So, okay, I guess it comes down to one of two things. Either the BIOS was corrupted, which would seemingly indicate that the seller may not have tested it, although, it's always possible they tested it and then it got corrupted. But, I don't know how long ago they listed this to how long ago they tested it. But, all right, possibility number A, the BIOS got corrupted. Possibility number B, I was actually experiencing the BIOS bug that they noted as fixed in version 2.5. So, yeah, all right, let's plug a few more things into this. All right. Let me pull up the manual so that I can see which is which. I am going to... All right, I guess I'm somewhat relieved that I don't have to just send this back immediately. Because I was actually kind of looking forward to a dual Pentium III system like this. It's kind of neat. All right. So I think J5 is probably the primary IDE channel. I think. Let's see here. Feature description. All right. Yep. J5 is the primary IDE, so I'm going to stick a compact flash adapter in here because I do not have a compact flash adapter that fits the cute little compact flash slot. I am also going to probably realize that I misplaced. Oh, nope, here it is. I've got PC-DOS 2000 on this compact flash card because it's from my Emerson Matrix 2000 computer. Hence why it has PC-DOS 2000 on it, because I thought the combination was hilarious. Is there a keyboard connector? Yes, there is. There is indeed a keyboard connector. Where does it plug in, though? Hold, please. It plugs into J15. J15. All right. J15 is... Oh. And yes, the seller did include the header for it. So here's J15. Oh, that's neat. It's, if you notice that it's not plugging into all the pins on J15, you are correct. It apparently, there is a key on the cable and it is plugged into the leftmost pins. Cool. All right. I guess when I bought this, I probably totally forgot to even see if the seller had the header for it. I probably figured that I could, worst comes to worst, I could make one, but all right. Luckily, someone has written keyboard and mouse on the bracket, so I will plug my keyboard into the keyboard connector, and then I will realize that it's kind of looking crusty, so I am going to use, not a sponsor, QD electronic cleaner for when you want to contact clean stuff and not spend a fortune. Nothing against the Oxit. But if it's good enough for Jeremy's car, it's probably good enough for a crusty-looking keyboard connector. All right, Kibbs and Gut Bomb are voting for OS2 on it. OS2 doesn't do dual processor. Prove me wrong, and I'll do it. I was actually going to probably put XP on it. Although, with this new BIOS version, it probably supports BIOSes large enough that I could dual boot it. I'll just have RetroTech Chris remind me again of the program he uses for dual boot. So maybe I can get all of the above. I can get OS2, I could get DOS, and I could get XP. So I could have the best of all three worlds. I don't know if I want Windows 2000, Jeremy. Windows Me. I have a different computer in mind for Windows Me. Yeah, even if it did, how much do you like pain? Well, apparently I like pain. This has been painful. Ecom Station 1.2 with the multiprocessor pack. Boot! Alright, there we go. See, it listened to me. Yes, Windows 2000 supports 2 CPUs. It is also... It is also boring. Let me explain. I'll have more fun playing games on Windows XP than Windows 2000. There we go. Oh, Ecom Station is post IBM OS2. Oh, okay. Show me fun games I can play on Windows 2000 that can't also play on XP, and I'll consider 2000. Era appropriate for the single board computer as well. Well, I'm pretty sure Sean will probably have one of his industrial computers there playing Doom. So naturally, I need to have one playing some other fun game, like Chex Quest or some other Doom knockoff. Yeah, something like that. Startup sounds are awesome, though. Okay, you got that, Jeremy. Maybe I can take the startup sounds from 2000 and put them in XP. There we go. Well, it sees one of the processors. I'm not surprised DOS isn't seeing both processors. But there we go. Intel Pentium III S. 1266 megahertz. Kontron embedded computers PCI 990. ServerWorks Server Set 3 LE chipset. And, okay. There's the second 512 megs of memory. It's right there. True. Max pain. Yep. Since the single board computer has been a maximum amount of pain. Alright, well, Gutbomb is, has put the vote in for Max Payne. Alright. There we go. This is the same chips and technologies that the other single board computer has, so this should probably run like a champ. There we go. I have no CPU errata. Yay. Alright, let's run some benchmarks. Where's Joe when you need him to say benchmarks or something like that in the chat? And we have started a commanding lead of all of the computers in my basement that can run this benchmark 397 or 394.7 frames per second. I believe that is the new all-time score. All right, for Chris's 3D benchmark, not to be confused with RetroTech Chris, we have a spinning orb of orbiness, or a spinning orb of cubiness. And we are probably going to have 85.9 frames per second. I believe that is also a record. Subject to being proven by me going back and watching the other benchmarks I've run, which will be a lot of live stream watching. I should actually probably write these down occasionally. Oh, look, PC Player is actually running smoothly, and there's not any of those funky graphical anomalies. This Chips and Technology 69000 seems to be a competent gaming VGA chipset. And we have a player bench of 61.1, and I believe that is a record. And now, for the benchmarks that we all care about, we have Doom. This one's going to be close. This one's going to be really close. 2134 game ticks and 724 real ticks. Okay. I believe that is not a record. I think I actually did run something that ran it faster than that. That is pretty darn fast for Doom. 724 real ticks. Definitely playable. Gut Bomb says, I want to try this on my 5800 X3D. Yeah, I need a version of FreeDOS that will boot on my machine to try. Alright, we are going to try Quake. Time demo, 640 by 480. And we are running at quite possibly 640 by 480. Because I believe these Chips and Technologies cards do support VISA 2.0, which is required for 640 by 480. Yes, I believe that was 640 by 480. 71.8 frames per second. That is pretty nice. I don't remember who I was watching the other day, but they thought they were running at 640 by 480, but I recognized. And if it would have done anything, I'd have been yelling at the screen that, nope, that is 320 by 200. Final answer. 176.7 frames per second. I believe that's not the fastest I've seen, but I think that 640 by 480 was, because this machine actually managed to run it. I think I've got a AMD X2 system. I think I had a PCI Express card in it, and I got faster benchmarks on some of these, but not on some of the others. Oh, wait, Okay, so I guess I will qualify these benchmarks. These are probably the fastest for the non-cheating benchmarks. Because that AMD X2, the AMD 64 is probably cheating because PCI Express graphics. And some of the benchmarks have graphical anomalies because they were really not geared for DOS. But anyways. Alright, landmark system speed test. Oh, wait. Nope. That's the useless one. This computer performs like a 0 megahertz AT. Yep. Useless. I meant to run SpeedSys. Yep, Bomb says, my motherboard has a legacy boot mode. Gonna try it tomorrow. Do it. Alright, so it looks like this computer slots in right above a Celeron 1200, which is kind of disappointing because it's a Pentium III. Tualatin. There we go, Jeremy. It is a Tualatin 0.3 micrometer. Or, yeah, micrometer. Process node. I guess that's going to be 130 nanometer. If my very quick conversion is correct. There we go. Memory is fast. Yeah. Yeah, Chris, it was apparently the BIOS. And luckily I figured out what the BIOS chip was, because I didn't want to remove the label in case I needed to return it. Yeah, apparently the BIOS, either the BIOS was corrupted or I was running into a bug that was marked as fixed in the latest version of the BIOS, where it said something about a bug that you encounter if the CMOS battery's dead, which the CMOS battery probably is dead. So I might have been running into a known bug on the board. It didn't give enough information about the bug for me to know conclusively I was running into it, but considering reflashing the BIOS fixed it, I'm going to say that either the BIOS was corrupted or I was running into that bug. One or the other. But yeah, this is cool. I mean, look at this, Chris. I don't have any Trident cards that'll do it that fast. All right, this is awesome. That's when I thought I'd have to give up with this computer. Oh, Jeremy said, I figured that those CPUs were the later ilk. No, I kind of had a thought they were probably the older ones. Yeah, Gutbomb wants to run benchmarks on a modern PC, so I think FreeDOS is probably... Well, now, Gutbomb, if you'll remember my Cheap PC Challenge entry, Gutbomb says, try FastVid and run it again. Okay, sure. If you'll remember my... oh. Alright, oh. Okay, we're just going to turn it on. What's the worst that can happen? Well, it looks like it set it. Alright, let's run 3D Bench. So, Gutbomb, if you'll remember my Cheap PC Challenge entry, wow, 458.8. That is amazing. Although there are a few graphical anomalies. Although it could just be the fact that it's going so fast that it might be just because it was going so fast. I was able to get DOS to boot on a system, just like MS-DOS 622, to boot on a system that supported legacy boot mode. So you might be able to run MS-DOS 622. It wasn't like the, be-all, end-all. I mean, you probably will run into a few problems. For sure, you're only going to be able to support like a 2 gigabyte partition, and you may have to find a small hard drive to use, because I wouldn't try using anything larger than like 128 gigabytes to create your 2 gigabyte partition, and make sure it's DOS 622. Don't try what I did and try DOS 3, because that's too old. Quake. Yeah, oh, hey, Jack, welcome. 191.9 frames a second. I think that's a... Alright, let's try PC Player Benchmark. Wow, that is I think that's even smoother. Yeah, we'll try Quake here. Okay, go use a CF card on an IDE PCI card. Okay, that'll probably work. Yeah, PCIe you mean. Okay. 60.5. Okay, it didn't really improve that. We'll definitely try Quake now. Yeah, the one problem I ran into, I couldn't figure out how to get sound, because the computer I tried, there we go, 71.4 frames a second. I think that was a little better. Because the computer I was using was too new, it didn't have any legacy ports to try to put a sound card in. and I didn't have a PCI parallel port card to even try an OPL LPT that I don't own. So 175.6 frames a second. Pretty nice. Let's try Doom. I think Doom will probably benefit from those changes, maybe. Yeah, for benchmarks you don't need sound, but I had given some thought to trying to play games with sound, but I couldn't find a way to get DOS sound other than PC speaker. So 726 real ticks, I don't think that really improved. Yeah, look at that. I got it working. And if it wasn't for the fact that I was going to kind of wrap the stream up at 11:30 because I hadn't planned on, well, this wasn't something I'd originally planned to do, but all right, there is one thing I do want to do though. And then maybe I know. Okay, so I am going to stream Thursday. So why not on Thursday? One of the things I'll do is I'll actually try to get a sound card working with this single board computer. I'll actually bother to pull the backplane over. So this is actually a good stopping point. But just to make sure, I mean, if this mezzanine card is bad, I would be sad. But it would be a tough choice between impressive performance and not having a working mezzanine card. I don't know if there's DOS drivers for these network interfaces, but I'm pretty sure there are, at least for XP. Quite possibly 2000. They are Intel NICs. And given this was an industrial computer, there is quite possibly drivers for older operating systems that wouldn't have normally been available for like a consumer machine. All right, let's see if this thing will power up with the network card installed, because I suspect the problem was the BIOS. Oh, I would like to see if I can get into the BIOS, maybe. All right, there. Did I hit the right key? There we go. All right. It is the delete key. I'm not going to go through those settings yet. Kibbs says, my male kitten is meowing at me asking for his third breakfast. That could be 11 C's. Hashtag Lord of the Rings reference. At least your cat's not asking what is potatoes. Aw, poor Intel NICs. No, nothing to boot from. It is cool, though, that this board has a nice graphical interface, or graphical splash screen. There we go. It boots into DOS. Kib says he eats a lot and weighs a lot. Jeremy says, at one point we had 7 cats in the house. We're down to 1 once we get moved. There we go. I think it was the BIOS. As the mezzanine card, the interfaces are coming up. Cats are great, yes. Dogs are great, too. Pet alligators, not so much. All right. So I think this is a great stopping point for this system. Well, I could put this RAM. Okay, let me put the RAM module in. I did realize I removed it. But I think I'm going to have to remove the CPU to put the RAM module back in, maybe. Oh, no. Nope. Nope, I cheated. I found a way to do it. All right, let's see if it boots with that RAM. Jeremy says we still have 2 dogs. Yeah. Ooh, that's... Well, that's interesting. I would say there might actually be a problem with one of the memory modules. I'm trying to look for the straw for the contact cleaner, but because I didn't want to like spray contact cleaner everywhere. All right, let me retry that. That is okay. I have to say, if it just completely wasn't working, then that was going to be a hard sell. I guess if one of the memory modules is bad, well, maybe I'll contact the seller and... Kib says the Varda caused less damage than a random broken CPU trace. Ouch. Jesse agrees that your Soyu is an ouch. Yeah. Yeah, depending on what caused this broken CPU trace, quite possibly was boards banging up against each other due to suboptimal handling. I would like to know why they make these straws so hard to insert and remove. There we go. All right. So this memory module doesn't seem to want to work. It could be bad. It might just need contact cleaner. All right. It's also possible I just didn't get seated all the way in. Oh yeah, that feels better. Okay, let's try that. Maybe that was it. It just needed contact cleaned, or I didn't get it seated the first time. It was a lot easier to seat with contact cleaner, so that is entirely possible that it just wasn't seated. I will run a memory test on this memory. slow to boot. Oh, it's running the running the RAM test. No wonder it's slow. And yes, I see that it is off the screen. Whatever. I have my eye on a better VGA scaler. There we go. Of course, I think the mem command's only going to show like 16 megabytes of memory. I think this hardware info may actually be able to see the rest of the memory. Yep, there we go. 1 megabyte of memory total. Yes. Oh, Kim says it was in a PC case when he found it. I kept it in till the day I took it home. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, there's random broken CPU traces. I mean, yeah. All right, so there we go. Now we're at a good stopping point. As Adrian Black would say, it freaking works. We have video, we have booting, we have RAM, we have dual CPUs. We have a lot of industrial here. And on Thursday's live stream, we're going to put this sound card through its paces and see if it gives us that sweet, sweet vintage sound. Or not vintage sound, industrial sound. In DOS, because you're supposed to be able to use the sound card in DOS. So, there we go. Thursday's live stream. We'll try this sound card. We'll see if it's a Wheel of Regrets entry or not. As for this single board computer, well, rough at first, but not a regret. So I'm glad I bought it. So, yay! Yeah, Chris, you'll have to wait till Thursday to figure out how good that sound card is, because I'm going to wrap the stream up now. Just because it seems like a great time to do it, and, well, anyways, yeah, it's an Advanced Logic ALS 4000. It's like one of the PCI sound cards that works in DOS, so I looked at Chris published a list on X, and I looked at the list and realized this one can be had very cheaply, so I got it. It was like, I think I paid like $15 total for it. Because now you all see how in the world I get so much stuff that doesn't work, because I pay just a little bit of money for things sometimes. Of course, I also buy things that are not as cheap. Yeah, $10 plus $5 shipping. Yes, returns not accepted. And maybe I'll also have a couple other things for Thursday stream. I'm looking at my eBay orders recently. I have some Mad Dog computer case thumb screws. I don't have everything I need for that build. I'll probably show them off, though. Completely spent more than necessary for thumb screws because they were a Mad Dog brand. Are they any better than others? They don't really look to be. Let's see. I got a computer case I'm waiting on that made it to Richmond, and yeah, we'll see when it arrives. It's supposedly going to arrive tomorrow. I gotta finish testing the rest of that RAM. So far, of all the RAM I bought in that lot of 29 modules, I have yet to find a bad module. To think someone was selling it for crafting purposes. Oh, the horror of the thought of it getting glued to make some gingerbread house out of RAM modules and CPUs and motherboards. Let's see. Maybe some case parts will come in too. Oh, good. Actually, they might be here by Thursday. Good. We may have 2 cases to build stuff in. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to hold my breath on that optical drive. Now, here would be the really, really good one. Nope, there's no way those sound chips are going to make it here by Thursday. They're still in China. Oh, well. Let's see. Jeremy says, I uploaded drivers for that card to Vogon's drivers. Cool. All right. PCI networking cards. Yeah, I've got a few PCI networking cards. Anyways, yeah. So it looks like for Thursday's stream, we'll try to get a sound card working with this computer. And we'll try a couple things to see how good or bad it sounds. I did see DOS Storm's recent video of where he tested a McFly, so I got an idea for maybe a few more sound type things I can use. Maybe I'll have 2 cases to put builds in. And I have already thought of what I want to put in each case, so I'm not going to say what the cases are, other than one is definitely not like the other. One of them is actually a name brand case. I believe it was a name brand case. The other is a weird case. They are both beige cases. So therefore I may have paid too much, but I don't think I did. We'll see. The one, it depends on a feature of the case as to which board I will actually put in it. I don't want y'all to go find which cases I bought. So I'm not going to specify what the feature is, other than it will depend on how new the feature is as to whether I can use the board I want to put in it or not. And I am being vague because you'll just have to watch on Thursday. The other case is pretty much, I believe, going to be for a Pentium III. I'll give that one away. Although, we got to get the case parts before I can build in it, because that was the one silly thing I did. I bought the case because it was a good price, and then kind of realized that, I'm not sure it had all of the standoffs for mounting the motherboard, so I'd better go order standoffs for it, because it's a case that used weird standoffs. Although, the good thing is, I actually found the standoffs on eBay. The bad thing is, it was standoffs and drive rails. Bad thing is, I spent 2/3 as much on those as I did the case, if you don't count shipping. So I probably did overpay for that case, effectively. Yeah, the one case, though, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how neat it actually is. Yeah, hopefully those will come in, because I'd kind of like to get a few of these loose boards that I like into cases so I can, well, I don't know, so they can keep my Optiplex their company. Actually, now that it's getting warm outside, maybe I'll be able to paint those walls soon, and then I can put shelves up, and then that Optiplex won't be like lonely sitting on the floor. It'll be lonely sitting on a shelf. But anyways, I think with that, I'm going to go ahead and draw the stream to a close. I'd like to thank everyone for joining me for tonight's kind of unplanned stream. Make sure you smash that like button for cool single board computers that require more boards to work. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you know when I go live. Thanks for the driver link, Jeremy. I'll try to remember to download it before the stream. Yeah, that lonely to Plex. Yeah, exactly. And tell a friend, because I'm getting close to 500 subscribers. So anyways, yeah, catch everyone later. Have a great rest of your day. Hope to see you here next time. Take care, and God bless. Computerized Start is brought to you by my awesome patrons on Patreon, and by your tips and memberships on Ko-fi. These and other channel supporters make my live streams possible. You too can become a channel supporter with tiers starting at just $1. Don't forget to smash that like button And if you've liked what you've seen, subscribe and turn on notifications so that you don't miss the next video or live stream. And as always, thank you for all your support. I hope to see you next time. And until then, take care.